Now that you have done some of the top fascia release techniques for your knee pain, depending on where you're feeling it, it's now time to implement some strength training. So today we're going to talk about the top 3 strength training moves that you can do to help keep your knee pain in a happy, pain-free state. So I'm going to be the model today, and I'm going to let Jason coach me through all these things. Don't kill me, please. And we will talk about the reasons that it is super helpful as well. So let's get started.
All right. So the first exercise that we're going to do is called a split squat. It's a pretty simple movement. You just need an elevated space. It can be a chair, it can be a platform, it can be a step in your home, whatever you have access to. You just need it slightly elevated. And it's going to look a lot like what people would think a lunge would look like, but we're elevating the back leg and then putting the front leg a good distance in front. You want a nice long stance, and you want roughly about hip width apart in your distance this way.
Is this right, Jason?
This looks pretty good. You're going to keep your weight in the heel of the front leg and on the ball of the foot of the back leg. You want to evenly distribute your weight between both legs. You're not putting all your weight on the front leg, which is the most common mistake. So you want to evenly keep your weight distributed between both legs, and you want to come straight down, bending both knees, and then pushing through the front leg as you pull with the back leg. So you're going to engage the hamstring and glute in the back leg, and mostly quad with glute in the front leg. It's very important that you keep your weight in the heel of that front leg. Don't let it push forward over the toes. As always, with almost every exercise I can think of, keep your belly engaged. So you want to internally contract your abdominal wall to keep your pelvis stable so that you don't get any side-to-side tilt. And relax the upper body. Just stay upright, keeping the chin neutral, exactly, no tension in the neck. And then again, pull with the back leg as you push with the front leg, always keeping the abs engaged.
What about my knee here? Where's my knee supposed to be?
You want both knees tracking in front of the shoelaces. So the front leg is going to be right over the shoelaces. The back leg is just going to be in alignment with the shoelaces. You don't want it to go to the outside or the inside. If it does, that tells us something about your glutes, and we can go over that another time. But you want to try to keep the knee over the shoelaces or in front of the shoelaces for the back leg.
Okay, let's show this from a slightly different angle here.
Perfect. So
I'll
this
switch
way,
legs, you guys. My other leg's tired.
so this way you can see the width of the stance, right? Again, about hip width apart, a good length apart so that you can bend both knees without compressing, and that you can keep that front knee over the top of the shoelaces and the back knee in front of the shoelaces. Weight is in the heel of the front leg, in the ball of the foot of the back leg, and again, always keeping the belly nice and tight.
Okay, exercise number 2. I call them single leg deadlifts, but you have a better name.
Affectionately called tilty birds.
Tilty birds.
Yes, one-legged deadlifts. So you're going to want to, and you might actually, let me step back, you might not even need any weight to begin with, and that is completely fine. Otherwise, you can use just about anything: a kettlebell, a dumbbell, a bottle of water, a jug of detergent, whatever you have access to. If you need a little bit of extra weight, if you want a little bit more of a challenge, or as you've done it for a few weeks, you can build up to adding weight. We're going to demonstrate with a kettlebell, nice and easy to hold on to.
I'm going to add to my right side.
All right, right side it is.
Okay.
Now you're going to want to hold it in the same hand that you're balancing on, or the same in the hand on the same side as the leg that you're balancing on. So for Julia, she's going to be holding it in her right arm, and she's going to be balancing on her right leg. Want to keep your weight in the heel. And as you hinge over, keeping your back flat, you're going to drive your hips back to keep the weight in the heel, and then you're going to pull your hips forward through your glutes to get them back underneath. And then you're going to drive those hips back, scoop the belly. Always keep the belly engaged. Notice how her back is nice and flat, and then you're going to squeeze those glutes to drive the hips forward. Think about this exercise being a back and forth, not an up and down, right? So we want to shift the hips back and shift the hips forward as you go through this exercise. A couple of side notes: keep the toes relaxed, keep the weight in the heel, always keep the belly engaged. Relax the upper body other than just the grip to hold on to the weight if you choose to do that. And always remember to breathe.
All right, exercise number 3. We also have a debate which is the cooler name for this one. I call them monster walks.
I call them lateral walks in a squatted position.
Whatever technical term you wanna use.
Personally, I like hers, but whatever works for you guys. All right, so this exercise is gonna be targeting the glutes mainly. You'll get a little quad and hamstring too, but we're really focusing on all three heads of the glutes, mainly the medius. Now with this one, we've got a band wrapped around the legs to create some tension, right? You wanna make sure that you don't put it on the kneecap, otherwise it can be anywhere where it's comfortable on the upper leg. Now it's gonna want to rotate your knees in, or rotate the femur in. You wanna avoid that by pressing against the band, keeping your knees over the shoelaces, okay? You don't have to overcompensate by getting to the outside, just stack them over the center of your feet or the shoelaces on your shoes. To start this one, you're just gonna squat down roughly 20%, just a little mini squat. Scoop that belly inside to keep things stable. Keep your weight in the heel, so you're driving those hips back, keeping the knees over the shoelaces, not past the toes. Don't let your knees push forward over the toes.
Here's a side view, quickly.
There we go. So you see how she's driving the hips back, settling into the heels, belly scoop, nice tall chest and chin position, right? You don't wanna face the ground because then you just tend to hinge and face the ground. You wanna stay upright so that you're looking at the horizon or at yourself in the mirror if you have access. Once you do the little mini squat, then you're simply gonna laterally step a little bit at a time. The longer the step you do, the more tension that's gonna create against that glute. Little steps are a little bit easier. Pick your poison, start where you feel comfortable. Don't let the band snap your leg back. And then we're gonna come back the other direction.
Like this,
Still
right?
staying,
That's what you're saying? Okay.
exactly. Don't let that snap your leg back. Control it so that you're getting glute activity on both sides, no matter which leg you're stepping with.
Feel it.
These look really good. Again, not letting your knees go over your toes, tracking them over the shoelaces, weight in the heel, belly scooped, neck relaxed, shoulder blades back and down, and always breathe.
All right, you guys, I hope you found these 3 exercises super helpful. My glutes are very tired right now. They are great to help, again, not just manage your pain, but we're talking about completely eliminating it. So adding some exercises to your fascia release is a great place to start. I can't wait to hear how it goes for you.